Alright, strap in, because what I'm about to share sounds more like a twisted legal drama laced with neighborhood politics than something that could actually happen. But I promise you, every bit of it is real. It all started with a car. Not just any car. A red Ferrari 488 GTB. The kind of machine that makes people stop in their tracks just to admire it. To most, it's just an expensive status symbol. To me, it represented 2 decades of blood, sweat, and sacrifice. I built my logistics company from the ground up, starting with a single delivery van. That car wasn't a showpiece, it was a personal trophy. Proof of every late night, every missed holiday, every birthday I had to skip. A symbol of survival. My wife Lena and I had just moved into Willow Heights, a gated neighborhood outside Charleston. It's a quiet place filled with retirees and young families who tend to mind their business. After a life of hard work, we figured we'd finally earn some peace and quiet. That peace didn't last long. Next door lived Sharon McCulloch. Imagine someone who looks like she walked out of a reality show. Tall, bleached hair, always in something neon, and a permanent look like the air smells bad. Her son Travis, still in high school at 19, had a habit of lounging against my Ferrari like it belonged to him. He must have thought it made him look impressive. Didn't. The first time Sharon saw the car, she came strutting over without so much as a hello and quipped, "Well, looks like someone hit the jackpot." I gave her a polite smile and replied, "Just 20 years of skipped vacations." She laughed like I was kidding. From there, it got weirder. Every time I was out cleaning the car, Sharon would magically appear, throwing out little comments. "It's a shame to keep something like that locked away," she'd say. "A young man should get to feel what success is like. It builds character." I kept quiet, just wiping down the hood. I didn't want conflict. I simply said, "It's a special car, Sharon, not something I lend out." But she kept pressing. She'd talk about representing our community and how Travis comes from a respectable family. Her tone always had an edge. I've lived in the South long enough to hear what people mean behind their words. She didn't think someone like me belonged in that car or that house. It was like she assumed I was just the help, not the homeowner. Then came the moment she dropped all pretense. I was polishing the Ferrari when Sharon walked over holding a glass of lemonade and a photo of something yellow, and straight up said, "We were wondering if Travis could use the car for prom. Maybe graduation too, just for a few hours. He'd be really careful." I stood up, looked her in the eyes and said, "No, I don't lend out my car. It's not for rent. I earned it. It's not open for discussion." Her mask slipped for a second, then she gave that fake, strained laugh people like her always do. "Some folks just don't know how to share, I guess," she said, trying to sound light but clearly offended. Then it got worse. A few days later, I saw Facebook posts from her. Photos of Travis standing next to my Ferrari, leaning on it like it was his. Captions like, "So proud of our boy. Prom will be unforgettable. And thank you to our amazing neighbors for making dreams come true." My jaw dropped. She had taken pictures from my driveway, maybe even my side yard. Lena was livid. "She's setting you up," she said. "She's making it look like he already has it. So when you refuse again, she'll make you the villain." And wouldn't you believe it, next week I got served. Sharon and Travis McCulloch filed a lawsuit against me, Elijah Grant. The accusation? Emotional distress. They claimed I damaged Travis's rite of passage by cruelly rescinding a promise I never made. The suit alleged I gave implied permission, and when I went back on my word, it devastated Travis's big moment. First I laughed. It sounded ridiculous. Then I read what she was demanding, and suddenly, it wasn't funny anymore. The whole mess started when Sharon tried to claim not only financial damages but also access to my car. Yes, my car. Based on some absurd argument involving promissory estoppel. I'm no legal expert, but I know when it's time to get one. Lena, my wife, who works as a school principal, called up one of her colleagues who connected us with Alicia Tran, a civil attorney known for being sharp, unshakable, and utterly no-nonsense. Alicia reviewed the lawsuit, looked me dead in the eye, and said, "This isn't just nonsense. It's slanderous. And trust me, She's about to seriously regret this. But Sharon didn't stop there. She took her passive-aggressive social media antics and escalated them into full-blown sabotage. One morning, my security cameras caught her and her son, Travis, sneaking onto my property. He was wearing his graduation robe. Sharon handed him a Slim Jim and a crowbar. I watched, stunned, as they tried to break into my garage. I didn't confront them. I called the police and let them handle it. When the officers arrived, Sharon pulled the classic entitled routine. Feigned confusion, claimed they were just looking at the car, and insisted I had given them permission. I calmly showed the police everything. The footage, the texts, her public posts. It was a full spread of delusion. While they didn't arrest her on the spot, they did say they'd be investigating attempted break-in, damage to property, and criminal conspiracy. The next day, Alicia filed a counterclaim. Then, just days before our court date, someone dropped a printout into my mailbox. A forged text exchange supposedly proving I had given Travis permission to use the Ferrari. It was laughably fake. The sender ID read, Elijah Ferrari Guy. Seriously, who saves someone in their phone like that? I gave it to Alicia. She barely looked at it before smirking. This woman is burying herself, she said. When the hearing rolled around, Sharon walked into the courtroom in a flashy hot pink suit, clutching a lace-trimmed handkerchief. Travis looked like he wanted to crawl under a bench and disappear. Her attorney, if you could call him that, made some shaky argument about emotional distress, missed life milestones, and feeling betrayed by the community. Alicia, composed and focused, stood and addressed the judge. Your Honor, we have security footage showing the plaintiffs attempting to unlawfully access my client's property to take the very vehicle they claim caused them trauma. We also have a falsified message offered as evidence. And most damning of all, a voicemail Ms. McCulloch left for a colleague where she uses racially offensive language about my client. The judge asked to hear the voicemail. The room fell absolutely still as Sharon's voice echoed through. People like him shouldn't own Ferraris. They always find some crooked way to get them. The judge didn't blink. She simply said, case dismissed with prejudice. Ms. McCulloch, I'm forwarding this to the district attorney for criminal prosecution. That's when Sharon lost it. Started shouting in open court about how the system was rigged, how I'd ruined her son's life, how the judge was protecting her own kind. She actually said that, out loud, in court. The bailiffs didn't hesitate. She was arrested on the spot. Reporters caught it all on camera, and the footage spread like wildfire. As for me, the Ferrari is still parked safely in my garage, looking as flawless as ever. I had the damage to the garage repaired, and the invoice sent straight to Sharon's new forwarding address. Since then, the neighborhood feels calmer, lighter. Travis transferred to another school. Sharon's house was sold quietly not long after. And I've gone back to my routines, washing and waxing the car every Saturday, not just out of habit, but out of principle. Because in the end, this wasn't just about a car. It was about knowing when to draw the line, when to speak up, when to gather proof, and when to stand firm against people who believe generosity means submission. So let me ask you, where do you think the boundary lies between being a good neighbor and being taken advantage of? What would you have done if someone tried to steal not just your property, but your right to say no? Drop your thoughts below. Let's have a real conversation.